Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited to play with a brand new product that was just announced earlier in the week. What day is it? I don't even know. It's Friday. Earlier in the week, and it actually was available today, so I went and grabbed it. I want to do a demo, first impressions. This is a new Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Lit All Over Glow Enhancer. So immediately I was thinking, is it similar to the Charlotte Tilbury or the e.l.f.? So I want to compare and just give you my initial impressions. Of course, demo it, use it in as many ways as possible, and we can see what we think. If I think it's worth the hype, if I think it's just kind of another glowing primer, or if it really does, you know, blur the pores, give you a beautiful glow, and so on. So I will link this product down below in my description box, as well as everything else that I'm wearing on my face. If you're new here, I hope you subscribe. I do a ton of trying new makeup videos and just makeup content in general. And if you enjoyed this video or first impressions, please give this video a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get into it. So I want to go over the product claims, price, and all of the information before we get into the demo. So this is called the Eaze Drop Lit All Over Glow Enhancer. There's 4 different shades available. It retails for $34. You get 1.22 ounces or 36 mil. It has a 12-month shelf life, and it's made in the USA. So they describe it as a visible glow enhancer with skin-loving ingredients for natural-looking illumination. They say the coverage is light, the finish is radiant. It says this all-over visible glow enhancer has a lightweight sheer formula that visibly hydrates, brightens, and reduces pores immediately and all day long. You can wear it 3 ways: alone, mixed with your foundation for a soft-looking glow, or as a hydrating base to extend makeup wear. So the packaging is just the standard Fenty packaging. I got the shade Taffy Topaz, which was the second to lightest shade. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's identical to the Eaze Drop Skin Tint, other than having a silver logo and cap. But I want to swatch this for you. I swatched it just for some product inserts, and I was a little bit, I don't know, it wasn't what I was expecting. So this is what it swatches like if you just apply, you know, a small amount to your hand. So I zoomed you in a little bit more. This one definitely has like a gold undertone. When you rub it in, it's very, very thin in texture, and you can see this is what you're left with. So it definitely does provide a glow, but I thought it would have more, I guess, like illumination. I was thinking more like Charlotte Tilbury or e.l.f. So I want to swatch those and compare. When they say light coverage on Sephora, I don't understand that, because I don't see any coverage. Now, of course, we'll have to apply it to the skin to see. Okay, so comparing these swatches, this is the Fenty, this is the Charlotte Tilbury, and then this is the e.l.f. So the e.l.f. has the most coverage, which I said initially when I tried the e.l.f. versus the Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury has the most, I would say, reflect, but still like a very sheer coverage. The Fenty is different because it has the least coverage. So I don't really know if it's necessarily comparable, because the Charlotte and the e.l.f., I feel like you can sort of use concealer and just this and be good to go. Now, of course, you could do that with the Fenty, but if you're expecting literally any coverage, I would say just upon swatching, this has less coverage than even the Charlotte. So I wouldn't say this is comparable to the other two. This seems more like a skincare glowy product. The feel of it is almost reminding me more of like the Glow Recipe Dewdrops, with a little bit of like a shimmer in it, maybe a little bit thinner, but it's really sort of feeling more like skincare that makes your skin glow, rather than, you know, a glow enhancer, a glow booster, glow enhancer. You know, they all kind of have different names, but they all really are just supposed to really make your skin look really glowy. So of course, that's just my initial thoughts from swatching it, but I want to go ahead and zoom in and let's start applying it. So I've got you zoomed in. I just have moisturizer on my skin, nothing else, and I squeezed a little bit out on my hand. I'm going to use a brush, and I'm going to use it the way they said to use it, which is essentially as a base under your makeup, and then I'm going to mix it with my actual foundation. But I'm just going to apply this all over. I forgot to mention that I don't smell a scent. So if you like fragrance free, I don't smell anything. So I would assume that it doesn't have any added fragrance. I will say that you kind of have to use a lot to really, you know, get it all over the skin. So this is what it looks like applied evenly to the skin. It feels very thin. You know what, now that I'm thinking about it, I was going to say that it reminded me of the Glow Recipe Dewdrops, but I think it actually is reminding me of the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Primer. That's what it reminds me of. And I'm gonna have to do some comparisons because it just, like the light bulb went off. That's what it reminds me of. If you've tried that, very thin texture, almost just like a glowy, sort of like thin gel feel with a little bit of like, I don't wanna say glitter, but a little bit of like glimmer in there, but really clear. So you could just leave it as is. They say you could just apply it like this and you're good to go, or you can mix it in with your, you know, favorite foundation, which I'm gonna do next. But I just wanna show you what the skin is looking like. Now, in terms of the claim that it, you know, blurs your pores, I don't think so. Honestly, anytime something that is illuminating or glowy says it's going to blur your pores, it almost never does. I'm not going to use a pore smoothing primer today so we can really see if this does in fact smooth my pores. In terms of coverage, I'm not seeing any. Are you? Like, I would say this is not even really sheer coverage. Whereas when I applied the e.l.f., I felt like it was like a light coverage, and the Charlotte Tilbury is sheer, but I can see something. I'm not seeing really any like pigment in this. So for me, you guys can let me know, but I'm not seeing, you know, any coverage, anything like that. So what I want to do now is mix this in with a foundation. That's how they say to use it, either as a base, wear it alone, or mix in. So we're just going to do all of the above. So I'm going to mix it with the Eaze Drop in the shade 8. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of my NARS because I don't think this shade 8 is going to match my self tan. I'm just going to mix them together, and this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to use a brush. I have this Melt Cosmetics brush I really like because she's large and in charge. And let's just start applying. Okay, so my initial thoughts is I do feel like maybe this looks a little bit more glowy than it typically would with the, you know, Eaze Drop alone. The shade is still too yellow. I am like struggling to find the right shades. I feel like neutral is like gray a lot of the time, or warm is orange, yellow. I try to go for neutral, but we're just gonna have to work with what we have. So one thing I'm noticing as I'm blending this out is I'm having a little bit of like streaking, like my chin. I don't know if you can tell, but it doesn't want to stick to my chin area. And then like my nose, there's streaking on my nose, but my nose, for whatever reason, it's just like slipping and sliding. Like I can't, if you can see, like just, it's like coming off. So I'm not sure. So this is what the complexion is looking like after I use this as a base and then mix it in with her Eaze Drop skin tint. I feel like it looks okay. I feel like there's a little bit of funkiness going on in my T-zone. Like my nose, every time I try to like touch anywhere that it's lifting, another place lifts. So it's just kind of, I don't know, something's not gelling right with that. I don't feel like it, you know, made the coverage any better, any worse. It did sort of give me more of a glow. I mean, I do feel like I look more glowy than I would with just the Eaze Drop skin tint. I feel like that one is not overly glowy, but I don't feel like super greasy either. My pores really don't look smooth or, you know, blurred at all. But I want to put some powder on because I feel like that's really what smooths my pores anyways. And then we can kind of see how the makeup looks when I actually do put powder on and really do my normal routine. So I went ahead and did my concealer, and then I set my face with the Huda Beauty loose powder. So from afar, I feel like it looks fine. I didn't notice anything really weird. I feel like my pores don't look any more smooth than they usually do, so I don't really know about the claim of it being pore smoothing. When I was looking at the, you know, magnifying mirror in front of me, I'm just like feeling like I'm noticing cakiness up around here. I'm gonna try to insert like a photo or something like that. I'm about as close, actually, here we go. This is as close as I can get So I might turn my lights down just to try to show you what I'm seeing. So what I'm gonna do is quickly finish my makeup off camera, and then we're gonna come back and sort of look at how it looks with everything on top. Let's hope that products blend over top of it with that sort of patchy cakiness. So I will be back in just a minute and we will discuss what it looks like with a full face. Okay, so I went ahead and finished my makeup off camera. I feel like everything blended just fine. I didn't notice any skipping or anything weird. I do feel like I look hydrated, but I don't look greasy or oily. So I'm interested to see how this is going to hold up throughout the day. I will leave a pinned comment down below because I'm probably going to immediately edit and upload this. Now, I don't really feel like my pores look more smooth than usual. They don't look enhanced, but they did claim that this was like pore smoothing, and I don't really think that it is. Now, comparing it to the Danessa Myricks, I did want to compare the two. This is the one that I feel like it reminds me of. So the Fenty is a little bit less liquidy, very, very slight. So I'm gonna blend out the Danessa right here. Has a very, you know, slick feel to it. And then the Fenty right next to it. So they do just remind me of each other. They're just very similar. I do not think that this is like the e.l.f. or Charlotte Tilbury at all. Now, overall, do I feel like this is, you know, such a unique product or something that people are gonna go crazy for? Honestly, no. I'm a little bit underwhelmed. So for me, this is kind of solely a primer, just something that I can use to add glow to my skin before I put on my makeup. But I do have a feeling people may be a little bit underwhelmed because it is, you know, advertised as light coverage, pore smoothing, which I don't agree with either of those. There's no coverage on this. Like, you guys can tell me down below, but there's absolutely none. This is clear with a little bit of like a shimmer in it. So overall, I'm not super like jazzed about it. I don't think it's bad. I think it's just a glowy primer, and I feel like they missed the mark a little bit just with advertising it. Even having sheer coverage, there's no coverage to this in my opinion. Maybe it's just the shade I used, but you guys will have to let me know down below, what do you think? Are you picking this up? What do you think about how it looked when I applied it and then when I mixed it? And just give me your overall thoughts and feedback. If you did pick it up today, I'd love to know your experience if you tried it. I think it's a good glowy primer, but I'm not blown away, and I feel like the marketing makes it, you know, seem a little bit more exciting or like it's gonna do more for you than it really will. So those are my initial thoughts and first impression using the new Fenty Beauty Glow Enhancer. Let me know down below what you guys think. I will link the product as well as everything else I'm wearing. And then later this evening, I will do a pinned comment letting you know if this got greasy or broke up, or if I really noticed anything at all. If you're new here, I hope you stick around and subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.